And our text tonight from Mark chapter 1, so moving from Luke 4 to Mark 1, Jesus and his disciples went to the synagogue in Capernaum on the Sabbath because, as Luke told us, that was Jesus's custom. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want to make sure we see this really clearly. Jesus did not forsake gathering with God's people. Jesus valued reading God's word together. He made fellowship a priority. The incarnate Son of God taught us the importance of faithfully gathering around God's word and gathering with God's people. Even after everything that happened in Nazareth, Jesus knew that he had to be where he belonged. Right? Even after preaching in the synagogue and having his neighbors want to kill him, Jesus knew that does not give me a reason to take a break from the synagogue. This is where I belong. Sometimes the difference between obedience and disobedience is simply being where you belong. What if there are things that can't be healed, that can't be changed outside of fellowship? What if there is truth that can't be learned outside of God's word? What if Jesus was teaching us not to let anything keep us from each other? Right? We talk about being offended, having our feelings hurt, things not being the way that we want them to be or they used to be. If anyone deserved a break from the synagogue, wasn't it Jesus? But what we find and what we will find as we continue reading the gospel this year is that Jesus just kept showing up. Sabbath after Sabbath, he's found in the synagogue. During every festival, he was in Jerusalem. Whenever God's people gathered, Jesus was found among them. You cannot forge community outside of faithful gathering. It is impossible to build the relationships we say we want and not devote ourselves to being together when we're supposed to be together.